What is going on, my friends? Aloha, it's Teri here. Good day to you. For me, it's a Friday. I got out of work early, so everything is lovely. I hope you can say the same. Today, we are going to melt some tension because, let's be honest, everybody needs that, whether you realize it or not. We are going to use, well, we don't have to use, but we'll have the option of using a block, anything that resembles a block, a strap, anything that resembles a strap. That could be the thing that holds your mat together. It could be an actual yoga strap or a belt, a towel, anything. A towel can be multi-purpose here. And a bolster or pillow, rolled up blanket, whatever. Let's get creative. We're just here to feel good, and sometimes props can really help with that. So we're gonna go ahead and start in a Shavasana position. So start all the way on your backs with your toes reaching out to the side or falling out to the sides. The back of your head resting into the earth. Start to walk the shoulder blades in towards the spine, closing the eyes. Allow the palms to turn up towards the ceiling. Start to deepen your breath. Start taking inventory of your body, starting from the crown of the head, scanning down through the face, through the abdomen and the arms, to the fingertips, through the legs, all the way to the toes, with no judgment. You're just acknowledging how you feel. Now as you inhale, take a big breath through the nose, squeeze your toes, curl them in as tight as you can. Hold them at the top of the breath, and open mouth exhale, release those toes. We're going to do the same thing, traveling up the body. Inhale, engage the knees and the thighs. Squeeze them, hold at the top of the breath. And exhale, release. Turn your hands into fists as you inhale. Squeeze them a little tighter. And let go. Moving up to the biceps. Inhale, engage them. Hold, release. Inhale, scrunch the shoulders up towards the ears. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Maybe you actually hear a crunch. And release. Squint your eyes really hard as you inhale. And let go. Make some wrinkles in the forehead. Inhale, lift the eyebrows. And exhale, release. Take a moment to acknowledge the softness of the face. Pay attention to any tingles you might be feeling through the fingers or toes. Start to wiggle the hands and feet, wrists and ankles. And reaching the hands up overhead. Interlacing the fingers, leave the index fingers pointing out, zip the legs together. Take a big in breath, reaching from finger to toe. Come into your banana pose. You're going to walk your feet over to the right corner of the mat, and your right hands curve over to the upper right corner of the mat, so you look like a big banana. You're breathing into the left side body as you feel it expanding. Inhale, walk back to center. And exhale, banana to the left. Walk the feet over to the left corner, and then the hands over to the left corner. Now breathing into the right side body. back to center. Hug the knees up into your chest, bring the right knee into the right hand, the left knee into the left hand, and just paint a few circles in the ceiling with the knees. And start to rock from back to front, getting yourself up to a seated position when you're ready. If your hips feel tight, you can always sit on a block or bolster or blanket, whatever feels best for you. Just find your comfortable seat. Peel the flesh out from underneath the bum. Feel the sit bones rooting into the earth. Start by turning the palms down on the knees. Feel the crown of the head aligning over the shoulders and the shoulders over the pelvis, feeling some space through the spine. As you inhale, the crown of the head reaches. As you exhale, drop the right ear down towards the right shoulder. Now start to crunch that right shoulder up. Push the left shoulder down. If this does not feel good enough and you want more, maybe the left fingers come out to the side. Some people like to hover the left fingers up. That can get intense quickly, so just be careful. Inhale, slowly walking back to center. Exhale, release the left ear down. Now think about lifting the left shoulder up to the ear, pressing the right shoulder down. And if it feels good to you, reaching the right fingers out to the side, maybe they hover. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, gazing over the left shoulder. Continuously lifting out of the lower back. Inhale, look to the center. Exhale, look over the right shoulder. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, drop your chin to your chest. If you want more here, you can interlace the fingers behind the back of the head. Thumbs rolling down the neck, pulling a little from the base of the skull, and drawing the head down a little bit further. Inhale, come back up to center. And exhale, release the chin all the way up to the ceiling. Think about lifting through the front of the throat rather than crunching into the back of the neck. Like you're trying to touch the ceiling with your jaw, or your chin, tippy tip of the chin. And bring it back to center. Let's inhale, shrug the shoulders all the way up to the ears. Exhale, press them away. One more time. Inhale, shrug. Exhale, release. And let's inhale, reach high overhead. Exhale, bring the right fingers down, reach up and over with the left fingers. Keep pressing the left sit bone down. And if it's okay with your neck, peeking up onto the left arm. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, left fingers touch down. Reach across with the right fingers, peeking up under the right arm if your neck says okay. Otherwise, looking forward or down. Inhale, reach to the ceiling. Exhale, come into your child's pose. Bringing the knees out as wide as the mat. Your big toes kissing behind you. Walk the hands forward and feel the ribs begin to surrender between the thighs. Maybe you bring your forehead down to the mat, rocking it gently from side to side. Inhale, walk the fingers forward a little bit more, find some space. Exhale, walk your hands over to the right. Try to get the right ribs on top of the right thigh. Bring your right palm on top of the left hand. Keep driving that left sit bone down, opening up the left side body once again. Inhale, walking back to center. Exhale, walk the hands over to the left. Now getting the ribs over the left thigh. Left hand plants on top of the right. Right sit bone reaches down. Inhale, walk your hands back to center and slowly rock up to your tabletop position, stacking the joints. So now your hips are just above the knees, your shoulders are just above the wrists, your hands are spread out nice and wide, shoulder width apart. Inhale, sweep the right fingers to the ceiling, and exhale, thread your needle. So the right arm is going to come underneath the chest and across. Bring your right ear down to the mat. Keep the sit bones reaching up nice and high. And now you can walk the left fingers forward, or if you'd like, a deeper twist. Wrap the left hand around the lower back, reaching for the crease of the right thigh. Try to follow every breath from the beginning to the end. Bring the left hand back next to the face. Inhale, sweep the right fingers up high. Exhale, back to your tabletop. Inhale, float the left fingers up. And exhale, thread your needle. Now the left hand comes underneath the chest. Left ear comes down, sit bones reach high. And now maybe the right fingers walk forward. Maybe they wrap around the lower back. Right hand comes back next to the face. Inhale, float the left fingers high. And exhale, back to your tabletop. Now keeping your hands and arms exactly as they are, and your knees, we're going to keep the arms nice and straight as we invite large circles into the body. Massaging out the wrists, maybe getting out any last creaks in the knees, the hips. And come back to your table, finding some stillness. We're going to move through a slow cat cow. As you inhale, reach your sit bones back and up, drop the belly, push the shoulders away and lift your gaze. As you exhale, scoop the hips forward, pull the belly button up and in, peel the shoulders apart and look back, tucking your chin into your chest. Inhale, start with the hips. Release the belly down. Press the shoulders away, look up. Exhale, hips tuck forward, belly pulls up, chin to chest. One more round. And come back to neutral. Tucking your toes. Digging into all 10 fingertips. Let's inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, back to down dog. Lift the hips high, reach the heels down towards the earth. Pedaling your feet out one at a time. Bending your knees as much as you want to. Allowing you to get deeper into the calves and the hamstrings. Find some stillness. Feet are hips width apart. Inhale with both heels up. Bend your knees. Press your ribs back against the thighs. Look forward. Our only points of contact with the ground are our toes and our hands. Straighten the legs. Reach those heels down. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, press back. Straighten the legs. Inhale, sweep the right leg high, three-legged dog. Stack the hips, bring the right hip over the left. Try to drive the right shoulder down so they're square towards the earth. Bending the right knee. Bring some big circles into the hip. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, bring it back down. Take a big inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. One more big inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Now let's inhale, lifting the left leg all the way up. Stack the hips, bring the left hip over the right, bend the knee. Pull the right shoulder up as the left shoulder comes down, and bring some circles into the hip. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Inhale, the right leg comes back up. Exhale, lizard lunge. Bring the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Let's get into the hips. You can stay here. You can drop the left knee down, untuck your toes. If this feels too sensitive on that back knee, you can always double your mat over, put a blanket underneath. You can stay on the hands or come down to the forearms. Keeping the gaze between the hands wherever you are, which means your chin floats away from your chest. Maybe find some tiny little movements that might feel good. Come on up to the hands. Tuck the left toes, fire up the back leg. Inhale, stepping back to down dog. Pedal the feet out. Notice any difference now from side to side. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, lizard pose. Now the left foot comes to the outside of the left hand. And you get to choose which variation you take. I like to bring the right knee down, then come down to the forearms. To me, it feels the most supportive. To you, it may feel different. And come on up to the hands if you were down. Tuck the right toes, lift the back leg. Now we're gonna walk the hands over towards the right, pivoting both feet so they're parallel for a wide-legged forward fold. Start with the hands on the hips, engage the low belly. Feel the spine reaching long as the crown of your head reaches towards the side of the room. Inhale, exhale. Maybe you want to pigeon toe just a little bit, bringing the toes in, the heels out, feeling the arches begin to lift. Now interlace your fingers behind the lower back. Start to snuggle the shoulders down and in. Inhale, reach the spine forward. Exhale, forward fold. Release the crown of your head down towards the earth. Feel the fists fall overhead. And if you can interlace your hands with ease here, maybe see if you can get your palms to touch. If you feel like this is a little outside of your comfort zone, maybe grab a strap or a towel or a t-shirt or anything to help you. Start to open through the shoulder girdle. Release the crown of the head down to the ground. Nod at yes and no. Slowly bring the hands back to the hips. Rising up halfway. We're going to plant the hands, heel toe the feet, all the way in about hips distance apart. If you're not familiar with how wide your hips are, just bring two fists side by side between the feet. Bend the knees deeply so we can rest our thighs and ribs against each other. Now we're going to take the right hand behind, outside, behind, and between the legs. Are you with me so far? So we take the right hand outside the right leg, behind the right calf, between the legs. Now the left hand comes outside, behind, between. Now you grab opposite shins. Look down towards your pretty little toes and start to lift the hips up. Now your legs may not fully straighten, and that's okay. We're just trying to get a little deeper. I like to say that this is some form of a human pretzel. Lots of sirens and activity outside today. I hope everyone's okay. Bend the knees, release your pretzel grip, turn your toes to the front of the mat, plant the hands shoulder width apart, step back to high plank. Scooping the hips forward and up. Let's inhale and shift the weight forward and lower all the way down to your belly. Try to get the hips and chest to touch at the same time. All right, let's do a little back bending. Zip the legs together, point the toes, press into the tops of the feet, bring the fingertips just beneath the shoulders, and engage the shoulder blades, pulling them in towards the spine, the elbows wrap back and in. As you inhale, baby cobra, you just lift the chest up off of the mat, keep pressing through the tops of the feet. Maybe hover the hands off of the earth. And come back down. On your next inhale, let's come up to teenage cobra. Leaving a moderate bend in the elbows still, scooping those hips forward, turning on the low belly, shoulders melting away from the ears. One more inhale. And exhale, come back down. gonna bring your hands out to the sides. Keep them in line with the shoulders. We're gonna tent the fingertips. This means we're pressing in to all 10 pads of the fingers and the palms are lifting up. So they look like a little tent or a spider or don't know what else. So now the elbows are reaching up nice and high. And as we inhale, we roll the shoulders down and in, lifting the chest up. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, roll back down. On the next inhale, we're going to do that, but look over the left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, roll back down. You guessed it. Inhale, look over the right shoulder. Exhale, come back down. One more time, each side. And now bring your palms underneath your forehead, one hand on top of the other. Rest your forehead. Point the toes up and windshield wipe them left to right. Decompress. And relax the feet back out long. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Press your way up to tabletop. Coming into cow face pose. Let's inhale, reach the right leg out long, and then we're gonna tuck the right knee behind the left. Turn the ankle out to the side, and then sit back between your feet. I'll get a little closer for you. So we wind up hopefully with our knees stacked on top of one another, with both sit bones rooting down. Maybe it helps to take your hands to the ankles and shimmy into your comfortable position. Maybe this is completely out of the question for you. One thing that I personally find to be a very good substitute for this, sometimes if your hips are just not feeling this, you can stack your legs by flexing both feet, stacking your left shin over the right shin. Now again, your hips could very well be too tight for this. If you find that one hip or one knee is popping up like this, there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe put a block down there or a pillow between, just so you're not straining. There's something there supporting you. No matter which variation of this you have, we're not going to do anything crazy with the shoulders, but let's inhale, reach up, and exhale, forward fold. Walk the hands forward, see if you can release the elbows down. Think about driving the left hip down. It has the habit of popping up here. Walk the hands back. We're just gonna give the left knee a hug. No matter where you are, you should be able to grab that left leg, squeeze it into your chest, start to feel it open up through the back side, into the low back, and release that left foot back down. So now I'm going to let you in on my favorite little party trick. Learned this one in teacher training. We're gonna keep our feet exactly where they are. Take your hands over to the right, look to the right, and we're gonna keep on twisting until we land on the other side. Do you follow? Let's give it a whirl. So we just keep twisting to the right, pivoting on the feet, and then voila, we've made it to the other side. Now, it's important to notice any differences between the sides, because if your hips are symmetrical, you are a miracle. And bless you for that. I know that I have very different sides, and I'm sure you do too. So play around, take a moment, maybe grab the ankles, shimmy the sit bones down. Maybe you don't want to do that over here. Perhaps you stack the logs. Maybe you need to put that block or pillow under there. Take the time. Don't rush into something that's going to hurt you. There's no point in that. So drive down the right sit bone because that's the one that will pop up. Inhale, reach up high. Keep lifting and exhale, forward fold. Keep that space moving forward through the spine, then surrendering down. It's up to you whether you want to reach. Maybe you want to release the elbows down. If you feel like you're tensing any muscles up, acknowledge that. See what it's doing for you, and then try to let it go. And walk the hands back. Now grab a hold of the right knee, hug it up into your chest. No fancy party tricks here. We're gonna release both legs out long. Pull the toes back towards your face. Shake them out. And just give them a little massage. So something you should do for yourself a little more often. People neglect self-massage. Now bring the soles of your feet together for Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. Now let me stress the importance here, or let me correct myself, the lack of importance of how close you get your heels towards the pelvis. That's not why we're here. You find your comfort level. Now we take the thumbs to the inside arches of the feet. I say that as though we have outside arches of the feet. Let's sit up tall, lift out of the lower back, feel your heart begin to pull towards where the ceiling meets the wall. Lift, lift, lift on the inhale and exhale. Pull your feet, pull the soles of your feet apart. Start to forward fold. Maybe your elbows can act as a prop and encourage the knees down a little further. But I would like you to try keeping the chin away from the chest. Because check this out. From the side, this is me with my chin away from the chest. And this is me looking down. Can you spot the difference? I'd rather see everybody sitting up nice and straight, nearly vertical, rather than with their chin or kissing their toes with a really rounded spine. And slowly roll back up. Grab the outsides of your knees, pull them together like a book. Keep the feet planted, reach the arms out long, and slowly lower yourself all the way down to your mat. Now if you feel like you have tight hamstrings, grab that strap or whatever was acting as your strap. Keep the left foot planted. Now draw the right knee up towards your chest. Bring your hands behind the hamstring. Just squeeze the leg into your chest for a moment. Start to wring out your right hip flexor. Then flex your right foot. Start to drive the right heel up as your hands trace the back of your leg, walking up as close to the foot as you can get. Now if you can reach the foot, fabulous. Take your peace fingers to the big toe. If you can get to the ankle, that is just as fantastic. If you feel like this is a little far away for you, grab a strap or a towel, whatever it is, wrap it around the sole of the foot, and grab on with the right hand. Now your left hand is going to come onto the left hip to serve as an anchor. If you feel like this is enough getting into the hamstring here, then stay put. Perhaps you'd like to lengthen the left leg and get a little bit deeper. No matter where you are, take an inhale, reach the right heel up, and exhale, lower the right leg out to the side with control. Again, notice if you're hanging on to any tension in your muscles, try to let go of them. Inhale, come back to center. Now, if your hand does reach the foot, take your left hand to the outside edge of the right foot. Bring your right arm out to the side. If you have a strap, just switch your hands. If this feels too intense, you can always bend the right knee and bring your left hand to the outside. We're just coming into a supine now. So take an inhale, lengthen, and exhale. Draw the right foot across the body. Right shoulder stays down. Your gaze falls over to the right. I feel this in a lot of places right now. I sat a lot at work today. Ugh. And with control, try to make your way back to center. Hug the right knee into your chest. Pull the left knee up to your chest. Give them both a little squeeze, then plant the right foot down, close to the seat. Now the hands come behind the left hamstring. Pull that knee up, 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 up. Squeeze, wring out the left hip flexor. Now we flex the left foot, drive that heel up. Walk your hands up the back of your leg. Now again, just find your preferred variation here, whether it's using your fingers on the peace toe, I don't know what that is, your peace fingers on the big toe, or a strap. And it's also okay if the leg stays bent. I'm not going to tell anybody. Now bring the right hand to the right hip to serve as the anchor. And again, you get to decide if the right leg stays bent or if you let it out long. No matter where you are, inhale, find more length in the left leg, and exhale, lower the left leg out to the side. Inhale, come back to center. Now again, if you have a strap, just switch your hands. If you're using your hands on the feet, take the right hand to the outside edge of the left foot, or bend the left knee. Take the hand to the outside. Left arm comes out wide, palm down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release the left foot down, twisting across the body. Left shoulder blade is down towards the earth. Gaze falls to the left. Slowly inhale back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Grab the outside edges of both feet for happy baby. Drawing the knees back towards the shoulders. Maybe rocking side to side. Now that we've opened up the legs, you can play around with straightening one leg and then the other. And then hug yourself. Give yourself a moment of appreciation. As you inhale, squeeze the forehead up to your knees. And open mouth, exhale, relaxing back into your Shavasana. Wiggling those shoulders in, toes falling out, palms are up, eyelids are heavy. Again, we are appreciating the softness of the face, the weightlessness of the body, the quietness of the mind. Take one big inhale through the nose. Let your tongue hang out as you exhale. One more. And allow yourself to relax here for as long as you like.